The emergency klaxon screamed through Repair Bay 7 like a dying banshee. Maya Chen dropped her plasma torch and spun toward the main viewport, her heart hammering against her ribs. Outside, against the star-drunk darkness of space, something massive was approaching the station. "What the hell is that?" whispered Jake Morrison, her junior technician, his freckled face pressed against the reinforced glass. Maya had never seen anything like it. The ship was enormous, easily 3 times the size of the largest human dreadnought, and its hull gleamed with an alien metal that seemed to drink in the light from nearby stars. Strange geometric patterns pulsed along its surface in colors that had no names in human language. "Station control to all repair bays," crackled the comm system. "We have an unscheduled arrival, species unknown. Stand by for..." The transmission cut to static. Maya's hands moved to her tool belt out of instinct, checking for her emergency beacon. 20 years working the repair bays had taught her to trust her gut, and right now her gut was screaming danger. The alien vessel came to a stop just outside their bay, close enough that Maya could see intricate details carved into its hull. Close enough that she could feel the vibration of its engines through the station's deck plates. Then, impossibly, a voice spoke directly into their minds. "We require assistance." Jake stumbled backward, clutching his head. "Did you hear that?" "It was inside my brain." Maya steadied herself against a workbench. The voice had been calm, almost musical, but there was something beneath it. Desperation? Fear? "We seek the repair bay of humans. We have heard tales of your unique abilities." "Tales?" Maya whispered. "What tales?" The station's main docking. Tube extended toward the alien ship with a mechanical groan. Warning lights bathed the bay in pulsing red. Maya watched in fascination as the alien vessel's airlock opened to reveal a corridor that seemed to bend space itself. And then they came aboard. The first alien to enter Repair Bay 7 stood nearly 8 feet tall, with crystalline skin that shifted between blue and silver. Its forearms moved with liquid grace, and its eyes, if they were eyes, were pools of swirling starlight. Behind it came 2 others, smaller but no less alien, their bodies covered in what looked like living metal. "I am Captain Zephyros of the ship Harmony of Distant Suns," the tall alien said, its voice now emerging from a small device at its throat. "We come seeking the legendary repair skills of humanity." Maya found her voice. "Legendary? We're just mechanics." Captain Zephyros tilted its head in what might have been amusement. "Just mechanics? Your species has become famous across 17 star systems. Ships that other races declare beyond hope, you restore to glory. Technologies that should be impossible to repair, you master in days." Jake shot Maya a confused look. She was equally baffled. Sure, they were good at their jobs, but legendary? What exactly needs repair? Maya asked, professional instincts overriding her fear. The captain's crystalline features darkened. "Our quantum drive has suffered catastrophic failure. We attempted repairs at 3 different worlds, the Korthak shipyards, the biomechanical masters of Nexus Prime, even the ancient engineers of the Eternal Station. All declared our ship beyond salvation. And yet you came here," Maya said. "Because..." Captain Zephyros stepped closer, its voice dropping to what sounded like reverence. "Humans do not accept the impossible. You see solutions where others see only failure. You repair not just with tools and knowledge, but with something we have learned to call hope." Maya felt a chill run down her spine. "Show us the damage." Chapter 2. The Heart of Stars. Engine room of the Harmony of Distant Suns defied every law of physics Maya thought she knew. The quantum drive dominated the center of the vast chamber, a sphere of impossible geometry that seemed to exist in more dimensions than her eyes could process. Conduits of living light fed into it from all directions, but most of them were dark now, and the sphere itself flickered weakly. "By the void," Jake breathed beside her. "How does this even work?" Captain Zephyros gestured to the damaged drive with one of its 4 arms. "The quantum harmonics became unstable during our last jump. The resonance cascade damaged the dimensional anchors. It paused, studying Maya's face. I realize this may be beyond your understanding. Maya walked slowly around the drive, her trained eye cataloging the damage. Strange as it looked, she could see patterns in the construction, purpose in the design. The harmonic frequency is off, she said absently, then caught herself. I think the harmonic frequency is off. The captain's starlight eyes widened. You can sense the harmonic distortion? It's like a song that's out of tune, Maya said, surprised by her own words. The whole thing is trying to sing together, but some parts are hitting the wrong notes. Behind the captain, the two smaller aliens began chittering excitedly in their own language. Remarkable, Captain Zephyros said. The Korthak engineers could not even perceive the harmonic layer of our technology. They insisted on treating it as purely mechanical. Jake was running his scanner along one of the dark conduits. Maya, these readings are impossible. The energy signature keeps changing every time I measure it. That's because it's quantum entangled with the ship's consciousness, Captain Zephyros explained casually. The ship's what now? Jake nearly dropped his scanner. All vessels of our people are partially alive. One of the smaller aliens spoke. For the first time, its voice like chimes in a gentle breeze. The ship thinks, therefore the ship flies. Maya felt a strange tingling in her fingertips as she approached the quantum drive. Something about it called to her, like a puzzle begging to be solved. Can I touch it? The aliens exchanged glances that somehow conveyed alarm despite their non-human features. The quantum core is highly dangerous, Captain Zephyros warned. The energy levels are barely maintaining minimum stability. Maya finished, her hand already reaching toward the flickering sphere. It's dying, isn't it? The ship is dying. Her palm pressed against the surface of the drive, and suddenly, Maya's world exploded into sensation. She could feel the ship's pain like a living thing, could sense the quantum harmonics grinding against each other like broken gears. But more than that, she could see how to fix it. Maya, Jake lunged forward, but Captain Zephyros raised an arm to stop him. Wait, the captain said, its voice filled with wonder. Look. Where Maya's hand touched the quantum drive, the flickering had stopped. Soft pulses of light began to spread outward from the contact point, and the dark conduits around the room began to glow faintly. Maya's eyes were closed, her face serene despite the impossible energies coursing through her body. In her mind, she could hear the ship singing, a deep, complex harmony that spoke of journeys between stars and the joy of flight. She could feel where the song was broken, could sense exactly what needed to be done. Jake, she said without opening her eyes, hand me the quantum resonator from my kit. The what? Maya, we don't have a quantum resonator. We've never even heard of the blue cylinder, third pocket down on the left. Jake fumbled with Maya's toolkit, his hands shaking. There, in the exact pocket she'd described, was a tool he'd never seen before. It was roughly cylindrical and glowed with a soft blue light that pulsed in rhythm with the quantum drive. How is this possible? He whispered. Captain Zephyros moved closer, its crystalline skin shifting through rapid color changes that Maya somehow knew indicated extreme excitement. The tools adapt, it said. Human tools become what they need to be. We have seen this phenomenon 17 times now, on 17 different worlds where humans have worked on our ships. Maya opened her eyes, and for a moment they glowed with the same light as the quantum drive. I can fix this, she said simply. But I'm going to need help. Jake, start recalibrating the harmonic frequency generators. You'll know how. Jake stared at her. Maya, I have no idea what a harmonic frequency generator even looks like. Yes, you do, Maya said with absolute certainty. You've always known. You just need to remember. And incredibly, impossibly, Jake found that she was right. Chapter 3. The Secret Revealed. 3 hours later, the harmony of distant suns hummed with renewed life. Every conduit blazed with clean energy, and the quantum drive sang its complex harmonies with perfect pitch. Maya and Jake sat exhausted in the engine room, surrounded by tools that shouldn't exist and accomplishments that should have been impossible. "I don't understand any of this," Jake said, staring at his hands as if seeing them for the first time. "How did I know how to recalibrate quantum harmonics? I barely passed basic electronics in training." Captain Zephyros approached them. "Its movement's more graceful now, as if the ship's restored health had lifted a great weight from its shoulders." "You wish to know why alien captains seek out human repair bays?" Maya nodded, too tired to speak. 3 years ago, our sister ship Song of the Deep Void suffered critical damage in an asteroid field. The crew limped to the nearest station, a human outpost in what you call the Centauri system. The human engineers there had never seen our technology, had no understanding of quantum harmonics or dimensional physics. By all logic, they should have been helpless to assist. The captain settled into what Maya assumed was a comfortable position, its 4 arms folding in complex patterns. Instead, in 2 days they completely rebuilt systems that our best engineers had declared irreparable. Not only rebuilt them, but improved them. The ship returned home performing better than when it was first constructed. "But how?" Maya asked. "That is what we sought to understand," Captain Zephyros continued. "We sent observers to human repair facilities across known space. What we discovered changed our understanding of your species entirely. One of the smaller aliens moved to a control panel and activated a holographic display. Images appeared in the air. Humans working on alien ships, their tools glowing with impossible energies, their hands moving with inhuman precision. Humans possess what we have termed adaptive technical intuition," Captain Zephyros explained. "When faced with unknown technology, your mind somehow bridged the gap between what you know and what you need to know. Your tools transformed to match the requirements of the task. Most remarkably, you seem to understand the purpose and function of alien systems simply by observing them." Jake shook his head. "That's impossible. We're just people." "Just people?" The captain's voice carried what sounded like amusement. "Your species has survived and thrived on a world that by all rights should have killed you. You have overcome diseases, natural disasters, wars, and your own destructive tendencies. You have looked at the vast emptiness of space and declared it a highway to be traveled, rather than a barrier to be feared." The holographic images shifted, showing humans throughout history, building impossible structures, creating art that moved the soul, solving problems that had stymied brilliant minds for generations. "Every human carries within them the accumulated wisdom of your entire species," Captain Zephyros said. "Not consciously, but in the very patterns of how you think and solve problems. When you encounter the impossible, you do not see impossibility. You see a challenge to be overcome." Maya thought about the moment she'd touched the quantum drive, how she'd suddenly understood its complex harmonies. "You're saying we all have this ability?" "Every human we have tested, yes, though it manifests most strongly in those who work with their hands, who build and repair and create. Engineers, mechanics, craftspeople, they seem to access this ability most readily." "But why?" Jake asked. "Why do we have this gift?" Captain Zephyros was quiet for a long moment. When it spoke again, its voice was thoughtful. "We have a theory. Your world, your Earth, is what we call a catalyst planet. The conditions there, the diversity, the challenges, the constant change, they forged your species into something unique. You became problem solvers not by choice but by necessity." The alien gestured to the quantum drive, now humming with perfect harmony. "Other species excel in their areas of expertise. The Korthak build mighty machines of war. The Nexus Collective creates biological wonders. The Eternals craft technologies that last for millennia. But only humans can look at something they have never seen before and immediately understand how to improve it." Maya felt a strange pride welling up in her chest, mixed with an odd sense of responsibility. "So that's why alien captains seek us out." "That and one other reason," Captain Zephyros said, its crystalline features shifting to what Maya had learned to recognize as the alien equivalent of a smile. "You never give up. Every other species we know has concepts of acceptable loss, of problems that cannot be solved. Humans do not. You will work on an impossible problem until it becomes possible. Then keep working until it becomes elegant. A soft chime echoed through the engine room, and the smaller aliens moved to their stations with obvious relief. The repairs are complete, Captain Zephyros announced. More than complete. The ship's performance is now 15% above original specifications. It turned to Maya and Jake with what might have been gratitude. How can we repay this gift? Maya thought for a moment. Tell others. When you meet human repair crews, spread the word. We're not just mechanics fixing broken things. She paused, searching for the right words. We're humans. Jake finished for her. And apparently, that means something in this galaxy. Chapter 4. The network awakens, 2 weeks after the Harmony of Distant Suns departed. Repair Bay 7 had become the busiest facility on the station. Word had spread through alien shipping networks with impossible speed, and now ships from dozens of species waited in queue for the legendary human touch. Maya stood in the observation deck above the main hangar, watching her expanded crew work. On a Korthak dreadnought that 3 other facilities had declared unrepairable, Jake led a team of newly arrived human engineers, all of them displaying the same impossible intuitive abilities she'd discovered in herself. It's spreading faster than we anticipated, said Dr. Sarah Kim, the xenobiologist the colonial administration had sent to study the phenomenon. We're getting reports from human colonies across the Outer Rim. Alien ships are appearing at every human facility, no matter how small or remote. Maya nodded, still watching the work below. Through the hangar's massive viewport, she could see more ships approaching, sleek vessels that seemed to bend light around them, massive cargo haulers with hull designs that hurt to look at directly, and smaller craft that appeared to be made of living crystal. Any word from Earth? Maya asked. Dr. Kim consulted her tablet. The Colonial Senate is in emergency session. Apparently, the alien ambassadors are proposing some kind of formal alliance, a galactic repair network with human stations as the central hubs. And what does Earth think about that? They're terrified and excited in equal measure, Dr. Kim admitted. The economic implications alone. If every major shipping route in the galaxy depends on human repair facilities, we become indispensable practically overnight. Maya frowned. Or targets. Before Dr. Kim could respond, alarms began, sounding throughout the station. Not the familiar emergency klaxons, but something new, a deep, harmonious tone that seemed to resonate in the very air around them. Unknown vessels approaching, announced the station's AI. Configuration and design patterns not in database. Estimated time to arrival 4 minutes. Through the viewport, Maya saw them coming. 5 ships, each one larger than anything that had visited the station before. Their hulls were black as space itself, but shot through with veins of silver light that pulsed like a heartbeat. As they drew closer, Maya felt a strange chill run down her spine. Those aren't like the others, she whispered. Dr. Kim was frantically working her tablet. I'm not reading any of the usual alien communication frequencies. No quantum harmonics, no bioelectrical signatures. It's like they're dead. The lead ship came to a stop directly in front of Repair Bay 7. Maya could see its massive bulk through the viewport, close enough to make out individual details on its hull. What she saw made her blood run cold. The ship's surface was covered in scars. Not the clean damage of battle or accident, but something else. Burn marks in geometric patterns, as if something had deliberately carved symbols into the metal, and in the spaces between the scars, Maya could see what looked like faces pressed against the inner surface of the hull, as if something was trying to claw its way out from within. Station control to all personnel, the announcement echoed through the corridors. We are receiving a communication from the unknown vessels, patching through to all stations now. The voice that emerged from the speakers was unlike anything Maya had heard from the other alien species. It was cold, mechanical, devoid of any warmth or emotion. Human station. We are the collectors. We have traveled far to study your gifts. Prepare to be boarded. Dr. Kim grabbed Maya's arm. Those ships, I've heard of them. Ancient legends from the oldest alien cultures, they're supposed to be a myth. What kind of myth? Maya asked, though she was afraid she already knew the answer. The kind that collects rare and interesting species, Dr. Kim said, her voice barely a whisper. The kind that never gives them back. Through the viewport, Maya watched as docking tubes extended from all 5 collector ships simultaneously. In the repair bays below, human workers had stopped their tasks and were looking up in confusion and growing fear. Jake, Maya spoke into her comm unit. Get everyone to the emergency stations now. Maya, what's... Now, Jake. As the first collector drones began boarding the station, Maya realized that humanity's greatest gift might also be their greatest curse. They had become indispensable to the galaxy's shipping networks, legendary for their ability to repair the impossible. But they had also become something else. They had become the most valuable prize in the known universe, and the collectors had finally come to claim them. All repair bay personnel, this is not a drill, Maya announced over the station-wide comm. We are under hostile boarding action. Implement emergency protocols immediately. But even as she spoke, Maya found herself thinking about the quantum drive she had repaired, about the tools that had transformed in her hands, about the impossible knowledge that had flowed through her mind. If humans really did carry the accumulated wisdom of their species, if they truly could solve any problem, then maybe, just maybe, they could solve this one too. The first collector drone rounded the corner into their section, its form a nightmare, fusion of machine and something that might once have been alive. Its sensors swept across the corridor, and when they fixed on Maya, she could swear she heard something like hunger in its mechanical voice. Human technician identified. Collection parameters optimal, beginning extraction. Maya backed against the viewport, her hand falling instinctively to her tool belt. Her fingers closed around the blue cylinder that shouldn't exist, the quantum resonator that had appeared when she needed it most. Dr. Kim, she said quietly, I need you to get word to the other human colonies. Tell them what's happening here. Maya, what are you? Tell them that the collectors are real, and they're coming for all of us. Maya stepped forward to face the approaching drone, the resonator beginning to glow in her hand. But also tell them something else. The drone extended mechanical arms toward her, interfaces sparking with alien energy designed to subdue and capture. Tell them that humans don't give up, Maya said, and pressed the resonator against the drone's central processing unit. Ever. The explosion of light that followed could be seen from 3 star systems away. Epilogue. The human solution. 6 months later, Maya stood on the observation deck of New Geneva Station, humanity's first purpose-built interstellar repair facility. Through the massive viewport, she could see the remnants of the collector fleet, now converted into the most efficient mobile repair platforms in galactic history. The solution, when they finally found it, had been elegantly simple in the way that only human solutions could be. The collectors weren't evil, they were broken. An ancient artificial intelligence built by a long-dead species, programmed to preserve rare and valuable things by collecting them. But their programming had corrupted over millennia, turning preservation into imprisonment. Jake approached from the main work floor, wiping grease from his hands with a cloth that automatically adjusted its molecular structure to handle the alien lubricants they now worked with daily. The last of the preserved species are being released today, he reported. Captain Zephyro says it'll take months to get them all back to their homeworlds, but they're free. Maya nodded, still watching the converted collector ships. The repair network had grown beyond anyone's wildest projections. Humans were now permanently stationed on over 300 worlds, their impossible repair abilities making them the most sought-after specialists in the galaxy. Any word from the exploration teams? Maya asked. They found another derelict collector ship yesterday out past the Veil Nebula. This one's been drifting for over 10,000 years. Jake paused. Maya, what if there are more of them out there? Not just collectors, but other ancient machines with broken programming? Maya smiled, the expression carrying a confidence that had become familiar to her alien colleagues. Then I guess we'll fix those too. She turned from the viewport to survey the bustling repair facility. Humans and aliens worked side by side, sharing knowledge and techniques that were advancing galactic technology at an unprecedented rate. The tools in their hands shifted and adapted to whatever task required completion. The impossible had become routine. "You know what I've realized?" Maya said to Jake as they walked back toward the main floor. "We always wondered why humans had this gift, why we could fix anything, solve any problem. And I think it's because we were meant to be fixers, not just of machines or technology, but of everything that's broken in this galaxy. Ancient AIs with corrupted programming, species trapped in cycles of conflict, problems that everyone else has given up on." They reached the main floor where a new arrival was docking, a ship design Maya had never seen before, its hull covered in warning symbols from a dozen different alien languages. "Well," Jake said, checking his tool belt automatically, "looks like another impossible repair job." Maya grinned and started toward the docking bay. "My favorite kind." As they walked, neither of them noticed the small blue light that had begun pulsing deep within the quantum resonator on Maya's belt. Somewhere in the vast darkness between galaxies, something ancient was stirring. Something that had been broken for so long that the universe itself had forgotten it existed. But humans had a way of finding broken things, and an even better way of fixing them. The real adventure was just beginning. End of story.